Some people that were at the athlete panel know your real age.
I am a living proof of what you can attain and optimize your body.
We got leaner. Everyone on our side was like eating super clean, feeling good. Like I got more shredded, leaner and lighter and more athletic as the week progressed.
If I say I'm fearful or I care too much about what others think, then I would have never been in the position I am now, right?
Yeah, man, you can like play, like for real play. You're like trying to be the best basketball player that I can as a fun thing for me to pursue.
That's my husband. I'm a basketball wife now.
All right, little interruption before we get into the podcast. Did you know that over 60% of you that listen to this show regularly aren't subscribed to the channel? So if you could do me a favor and click on the subscribe button, because it really helps the channel grow and really helps me get bigger guests on the show and helps me elevate the quality of the show. So again, I run these episodes ad-free for that reason, because I want to give you the best experience possible without any interruption. So this is my little interruption right here. So if you could do me a favor and subscribe, click on the notification bell so you can be notified when the episode goes live. I appreciate it very much. Enjoy the episode.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fit Vegan Podcast. Today we have a more casual one. I'm joined by my beautiful wife, Ivy Tevis Sigway.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
Good.
All right. So this podcast is a little bit different. I want to do a little bit of a life update because Ivy and I have been doing a lot of things and traveling, and this is going to be real casual. If you're watching on YouTube, we both have our smoothie cup, just very casual conversation, just catching up on things. We've, listened to your feedback and you guys really enjoy these episodes. So let's get into it. How are you doing, my love?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm very excited to be back. It's been a while.
Back on the podcast. Yeah, I can't remember when's the last time we had you on the show. Probably like a few months. Because we had a lot with like guests and Fit Vegan success stories and solo. So probably like end of 2024. I think, we did want to recap the year.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been like 3 months roughly, like a quarter.
Did we do a 1-year anniversary wedding?
I think it might have been like about the same, like recap from the year and then celebrating that together.
Okay, well, we're here now. Thank you for having me. And thank you guys for requesting. If you haven't, I'm here. Oh, well.
People love you. You're great.
Thank you.
Yeah, just for people listening, we just came back about like, by the time this airs, maybe 2 weeks or a week and a half that we came back from the vegan cruise, holistic holiday at sea. And that was awesome. How did you find that?
With our tan, are we glowing?
I'm a little bit tan. Ivy's super tan. You can tell on the camera that you're really tan.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. I worked really hard on that.
Yeah. So how did you find the cruise?
It was very exciting. I've never been on a vegan cruise before, so it's definitely my first time, and so is yours, right?
First time on a cruise at all.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. So first time on a vegan cruise and first time on a cruise. I think it was a good experience to have both of them be my first time because that way I had food to eat.
That's true. Being a veteran in cruises, and I've gone to a lot of them, I felt like this is the most fun because I've never gone, well, actually that's not true. Old Poker Tour does one, but in terms of like a seminar and things like that, you have
speakers and
right, like all these great people in the vegan space are all in one spot, and they're actually like you can talk to them and they're stuck in a boat with you. That's great.
Yeah.
So you just cornered them somewhere. Like we were eating lunch casually, and then I turn around and Dr. Gregor's behind me.
Yeah, we're sitting next to you. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was pleasantly surprising, but I got to say hi, and that's just that people that came, which is 1,600 of them, right?
Yeah.
You had access to all these great doctors and speakers, and we got to teach. That was exciting, and be speakers.
Yeah, for the athlete panel. Yeah.
I didn't speak much. Maxime did, and he did very well. So
it was a lot of like technical questions, to be fair, about endurance sport. And I was like the only one on the panel that had that experience with endurance sport.
Yeah, it was very specific questions, which if you're not in that world, you can't just guess. So, well, what about you? How was it for you being the first time on a cruise and also being invited as a presenter? That was exciting, right?
Yeah, it was really fun. It was really nice. I didn't know if I would be, was it seasick?
Yes.
So we bought like medicine because I've never been on like that big of a boat before. But no, it was cool because like first day we get there, see Michael, Dr. Clapper, and we've connected with him a bunch of times. So it was great to kind of catch up with him. And then we didn't really see anyone else. Like I didn't see Robert or Cyrus or any of those people until like they brought us on stage at the beginning to introduce us as speakers. And then we were on stage with all of our friends basically. And it was our first time seeing them in a really long time. And it was my first time meeting Cyrus for the first time, right? Because Cyrus had recorded a bunch of times together, but we had never met in person. But it was fun because we got to connect with a bunch of you guys that listen to the podcast, that read the newsletter. I got a lot of beautiful words about how you guys are enjoying the podcast, enjoying the newsletter and the content that we put out. Met with a lot of Fit Vegan members that were on the cruise as well. We had even had a little dinner with them.
Yeah, that was fun.
And it was great to get to deepen those relationships with some of the friends we had made online, right? And, you know, Cyrus and his wife Kylie and Indigo and this whole family, and with Robert and Karen, and getting to spend more time with them was awesome. That's primarily who we spent time with, I think.
That's true.
For the most part, yeah.
It's just surreal to see all this, you know, like huge vegan, like influencers and doctors, and just being able to like talk to them and sit with them during lunch or dinner or party with them. It's just that relationship of like friendship being built, very organic, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's forced. Everyone's having a great time. It's like-minded people. It's like we don't need to convince people, otherwise they already know. Plus more. It's just great. It's refreshing. Seeing all these healthy and thriving older people. That was great to see. Like
during our group classes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was very surprised when we were teaching exercises. I was very worried there for a second because I was like, oh my God, you're going to have them do push-ups and all this strength training.
They were tough.
Right. With like body weights and things. And I was like, I don't know how they're going to take it. To my surprise, they took it very well. Like actually very competitive when it comes to like, you know, stronger and doing longer. And I was just like so excited for them because they really are thriving.
Yeah, and a lot of them are like, they're stronger than they think, and because we coach people that are over 50, I kind of had an idea. But yeah, for context for people listening, Ivy and I were teaching 3 fitness classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we had an option as to like what to teach, and I didn't want to teach like HIIT classes or stuff that we don't do in the program because I didn't want people to be like, oh, I like this, do you offer this? And then I have nothing to help them. So we decided to keep it pure strength training, but the issue is we had access to no equipment. So I got real creative. We used body weight and towels to create resistance with partners. And on the first day, I was like, I'm setting the tone for this week. So I call them prison push-ups, but for different people, it means different things. But basically, you do a push-up, then you go on your knees and you do a shoulder press with no weights. Then you do 2 push-ups and then 2 shoulder press and then 3 push-ups and then 3 shoulder press. And you do that all the way up to 10. And then once you get to 10, then you work all your way back down to 1. So that equals to is 100 push-ups and 100 shoulder press. That was the first exercise of the workout. And that set the tone for everyone. We had about like 30 people. And I think by Wednesday, I was like, damn, I wonder if anyone is going to show up. Because obviously there was other exercises, about 5 exercises. On Wednesday, we lost about 25% of the people. But that 75% that was left over brought in more people,
right?
Because they were like, this is a good class. So yeah, we had a blast working out with people. So if any of you are listening attended to the fitness class, I appreciate you all for coming in and giving it your all, because that was fun.
Yeah, I love that they brought their wives. You know, if the husband came and vice versa, the wives came, they're like invited their husbands and their kids. And it's like they were very just like they loved the challenge. It was very surprising to me. I guess I like underestimated people at that point. I was like, oh, they're never going to do this. It's too hard. Because even for me, it was hard. And to my surprise, they love it. And they're like, yeah, you know, it was great. I felt good. And I was like very proud that we did such a great job on that.
People are stronger than they think, regardless of their age. We had people that were 50, 60, 70 in that class.
Oh, yeah, no, they were killing it.
Oh, yeah, they were competitive because we had to create resistance. So with the towel, we were doing some rows or some bicep curls and tricep curls with someone holding the towel and pushing it down. People were getting competitive. You could tell who was married in there because these guys were going at it. They were really trying to like make it super hard for their partner. And you can tell who like barely knew each other because they just came to the class alone. Right. It was pretty funny. But Yeah, it was a great cruise, and we ate good food. The food
Yeah,
was
I was
good.
gonna say, let's talk about the food.
Yeah, the food was good. It was a mixture of everything, right? It wasn't like 100% whole food plant based. It wasn't SOS or anything. But I think it was a nice little balance of a little bit of everything. Like you could enjoy yourself because there was like a vegan chocolate cake and all that. And there was some like whole food plant based option, like some of the Indian dishes that they had. So you can have like some
That
good
was-
options.
Yeah, from the vegan buffet, right? But you can also have a sit-down dinner where it's actually entree, remember? And it
Oh,
was
yeah.
really good. And they have options of, if you want the regular vegan food or you want the no oil-free.
Yeah, so it was sit down restaurants that there was times to go. But yeah, that food was great. It was just too low in protein for me. So we ended up going to the buffet more often so I can
To get more
control how
protein.
much protein I put in the meal. Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, the food was good. You're going to be regular. In terms of going to bathroom. Like it was so much fiber, which I appreciate, by
Yeah.
the way. And I felt like really not bloated. And
We got leaner, right? So to be fair, I thought it was 100% of a vegan cruise.
yeah.
So it's only like a portion of the cruise. I think there's 4,000 people on the cruise
Yeah.
and 1,600 were vegan
Yeah.
because that's what the cruise
under
line
half.
capped them at. Yeah.
Right.
So there was buffet. There was like non-vegan food, right? The buffet was like non-vegan food. Oh my God. Like the size of people and then the size of their plates of like 2-3 slices of cheese pizzas, like 2-3 burgers, some like cupcake, ice cream cone. I was like, holy shit. And they're holding like a beer in their hand and they're drinking so much. I'm like, damn, that's one meal. That's like my calorie intake for 2 freaking days. That was like 6,000 calories. But I was like, you can see why people look the way that they do because the way they were eating. Everyone on our side was like eating super clean, feeling good. Like I got more shredded, like as the week progressed. I got
Right.
leaner and lighter and more athletic as the week progressed. So, and we didn't have to do any dishes or cooking. It was beautiful.
I think it's great for people who needs a community and wants to learn more about the whole vegan like industry and culture,
Yeah.
because all of them were so nice and friendly. You feel like, nobody's looking at you different if you weren't like fully vegan, right?
Yeah.
So they're all just very like-minded, encouraging people, and they just want to have fun and eat good food and exercise and learn more. So I feel like if you haven't been and you want to like dive into the world of vegan or plant-based, it's a great way to just like immerse yourself in it and
Yeah.
just be exposed to everything else. I think I would bring my mom. I think she'll enjoy like a full week of eating plant-based, and see how good she feels after.
Yeah.
Right. And just learn more. It's awareness basically for most people. Like we don't know any better. We grew up in a different culture or we're just not exposed to it. So I feel like it's a great way that they found to do it. And everything's
Yeah.
just like all there for you.
Oh yeah. Hopefully they'll have us back next year. If they have us back next year, we'll potentially bring my mom and
your
my dad to come, and then your mom potentially she wants to like be vegan for a week. But yeah, so if they have us back next year, you guys I'll promote it in the newsletter and stuff. Before we went on the cruise, we went on digital detox. Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this was our second digital detox of the year because we did one the first week of January and then the week before.
Isn't that crazy? It's going by so quick,
Yeah, we're like end of Q1 basically, pretty much.
right?
Yeah. How are you liking the digital detoxes? Like we started doing those together. I don't think I was doing those before I met you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't doing those before I met you. And we've been together for over 3.5 years now. So how have you been, liking them? Because I don't think you've ever done those before either.
I do love them, but
They're not full digital detoxes for you. You're still
I,
you're still scrolling a little bit.
yeah, so the roles reversed. Maxime now can relax and not look at social media or anything like that. I, on the other hand, need to check from time to time, and only because
Because there's some special deal on Shein or the Real for shopping.
not supposed to tell people that I don't shop. No, it's not that. I just check on the team to make sure everything's going well. And, the thing is, they can't contact you directly because you set that rule.
Yeah.
So,
They can, if it's an emergency, they can text me on my number. If I see their name as a text on my phone, there's an emergency. That's the only rule. So
yeah, but
if I don't get a text, they're fine.
I love checking on the team and making sure everything's going smoothly.
We've built a great team, great systems. They're grown adults. They're doing great.
Still, they're my babies. But I just check from time to time, and spending time with you and finding out more things to do that we don't normally do. Like, did we do archery that week? Was that the time? Or
I think that was another. We went bowling on the last Digital Detox. That was fun because we didn't know there was a bowling alley there.
Right.
And then Ivy and I did archery. So I grew up doing a little bit of it because we lived in the country and we had space and we had bows and everything. So I brought Ivy for the first time. You did good.
Thank
you.
you.
You actually hit the target a bunch of times.
Yeah, not on trees.
Yeah. Well, you would have had to miss by a lot if you hit a tree. We're in the middle of the field.
We saw people missing a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for taking me there. It was really
turning
fun.
Ivy into a redneck.
We're preparing for doomsday.
A vegan hunter.
Yeah. And then we were gonna go camping. Did we talk about the fire?
I think we might have done a podcast since then. But yeah, obviously it was the fires in California, and we were on a digital detox at the beginning of the year when that happened. We were in Santa Barbara celebrating our 1-year wedding anniversary.
Right.
And I was so excited. We go to REI?
REI, yeah.
Go to REI. I'm like, all right, I'm just buying all the camping stuff we need to get, I bought everything. I'm fully stocked. Like, zombie apocalypse, I'm good. I got everything. And then we come back here and everything's on fire. I'm like, oh shit, we can't go camping.
So that's the thing about digital detox. We had no idea this was happening the whole time. And we would book a campsite and we're like, we're going.
Yeah, it's my assistant that told me first, are you guys safe? And I was like, for what? I'm like, yeah, we're good. She's like, LA's on fire. I was like, I didn't know about that.
Good thing she texted. Yeah, we had no idea. Because from where we were, we didn't see any smoke or anything like that.
We were was Santa Barbara was 2 hours away, an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
It's pretty far from the fires. Yeah.
And even when we got back home, there was nothing.
We never saw smoke where we live.
And we're in, nearby.
Yeah. It's only when we drove to Costco and Westlake that we saw it, basically.
Right. So unfortunate, things happen. And I'm glad it's LA strong. They're rebuilding and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so digital detox is have you seen, because we talked about this on the podcast before, I've said, there's no point in having a successful, business and all of that if you don't have a healthy relationship. Have you found that our relationship has improved as we did those digital detoxes?
Yes.
I'm just curious. I'm asking you. We're just happen to be recording.
No, kidding aside, I feel like our relationship from the beginning was done right in terms of check-ins and facing the problems and talking about it rather than brush it off and, what do you say? Put it under the rug type of thing. So digital detox just kind of make us focus more into each other. So we're not distracted with all the technology, right? And
we're sleeping more as well, actually catching up and recovering.
Yeah, it's basically for recovery of health, mind, relationship, everything. I suggest highly for people to try to do it, even if it's just over a weekend. If you can't afford to do a 1 week, right? Just do 1 day. You'll feel a lot of the difference already within that 24 hours. How do you feel about it? I know that it used to be very challenging to you to be away from work and not do something.
Yeah.
So how's that changed now?
I have no issues relaxing now. But because I understand the game better, if I'm burnt out, I make stupid decision, which doesn't help anyone. And then I'm stressed and I'm short patience. So yeah, that's why we sleep. We sleep a lot. The digital detoxes are great because, I notice it. It's every 8 weeks that we take one, right? So we'll go on one, and then it'll take me maybe 3 or 4 weeks before I'm back on my phone scrolling, basically. And for the last 4 weeks, I'm kind of a regular, less than the average person, but more of a regular user. Mm-hmm. And we'll go on digital detox. I'm my brain is at peace. There's not this fogginess or this obsession with looking at the phone or having to be distracted and not being able to sit in nothingness. So that helps a lot. And obviously the aspect of just being bored. I think I never thought that it was productive to be bored. until I got real bored and my brain started to go in different directions, and I came up with some genius ideas for Fit Vegan, and then they actually worked when I came back, and I was like, oh, you need space to come up with ideas. You can't be like thinking or reading or looking at something all the time. So now I look to be bored during these weeks.
So when you say bored, is that more implied as clarity then in your mind? Because then you
just like sitting there and being like, shit, this sucks. I don't know what to do. Like that level of not, I'm like, I can't be on my phone. I can't watch TV. I can't be on my laptop. I can't be on my iPad.
You have a notebook?
Like I'm tired. Like I've already read a lot already. It was like, I don't want to read. I don't want to write. And I'm just sitting there. Like we'll go for a walk or something. But that's what I'll come up with, like great ideas. I'm like, oh, what if we did this for the podcast? What if we partner with these people or collab or did this project? I think Inner Circle was born out of that moment of boredom,
right?
Which we can talk about Inner Circle because that's newer. I don't think I've talked about that on the podcast. But yeah, just us spending quality time, being bored, actually resting. Because like I said, the mission is up until 2050, 1 million people by 2050. I can't get there if I burn out.
Right.
So I need to pace myself. So these digital detoxes are a way of me pacing myself, and actually implementing every 8 weeks we do a digital detox. And then, so basically that's every 2 months. But the month in between, I've canceled all meetings on the first week of the month.
Oh, wow.
So still, I'm not on a digital detox. I'll still be working, but I have 0 meetings the first week of every month. And
really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So, see, it was smooth. You can even tell. But yeah, that was another way to just create space to be able to think and create.
So where did you hear about digital detox again?
I think it's Digital Minimalism, Cal Newport.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when we were in New York for Digital Detox, I read Slow Productivity.
Right.
There's another great book, 2 great books to read if you're looking to just get more shit done and not be as distracted and get more enjoyment out of life, for sure. Digital Minimalism was the first one that like led me to read Slow Productivity. And Deep Work. He also wrote the book Deep Work, which comes from doing uninterrupted work.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely an avid reader, and you now discovered Kindle.
Oh yeah, because when we travel all the time, I'm like bringing like thick books with me in my backpack, and the edges get curved, and I hate it. I like a nice clean book. So now with the Kindle, we just went on a cruise, and I had like 3 books on there.
Yeah.
Right. So it just doesn't take a lot of space, and the freaking battery lasts forever. I think I charge it every 3 or 4 weeks.
And we're not affiliated with Kindle, but
no, I like it. I didn't think I like pen. I like paper feel. I still do, but there's something to like just being able to hold a tablet and not have to hold the pages and like having to sweep. You just type, you just touch basically, and it switched to pages. You can take notes and save pages. It's been pretty cool.
You find ways to optimize your reading.
Yeah, it was just laziness. I was like, I'm holding the book, my fingers hurt, and I gotta like turn the pages. And I was just like, I leave the Kindle on my leg because I cross my legs and I just touch the next page. I read.
That's great. So what else has happened that we haven't? Oh, journaling. You started actually writing every single day.
Well, didn't we start that in Hawaii in October when we did our digital detox last year?
It's been a year, yeah.
No. It was last year.
You did?
No. When we went to
this is how well I know you.
We went for a honeymoon in October of 2024.
Okay.
And then we went to Walmart and I bought a notebook. I was like, oh, let me just start writing. And I've been writing every morning ever since. I'm on my 2nd notebook now.
Yeah. How do you enjoy that? Like,
it's nice.
You're putting pictures still? I know you used to print photos.
No, I was too much work. We bought these little, you can basically print Polaroids from photos from your phone. So we bought that, and then we have a photo album, like the movie. Is it Up? Is that the movie it's called?
Up.
Yeah, the
Disney.
movie Up. Yeah, the Disney movie with the old guy in the house that kind of like floats away.
The adventure book.
The adventure book. Ivy bought me that with a like Polaroid type camera, and we would take photos of like our life events and put them in there. And eventually we ran out of those Polaroids. So I bought a printer that prints Polaroids from photos from your phone.
That's great.
And I think I sat there for like 5 hours. I printed about like 120 photos and I filled up the book. So I think we're good till like January 1st, 2025 is when I last updated it. I'll have to do it in the next digital detox.
Right.
But anyways, all that to say that I was printing those photos and putting them into my notebook and journal every morning, but I was like too much work in the morning. So I've just been writing basically. Yeah. And you've been reading more too. You finished your other book that with Noah. What's it called?
I forgot.
You forgot? Okay. But you finished a book. I'll be honest, that's the first book that I saw Ivy finish since we've been together, which was
Right.
really cool. You've done a lot of firsts this year. You finished your first book since we've been together. You swam in water. You put your head in water.
Maxime has never seen me dip in ocean water ever.
Yeah, we go to the pool. We go to the ocean
No,
here
we
in
go to the
LA.
pool.
But you still don't put your head in water. You don't go in the water because the water's too cold.
So cold.
It's not that cold. So
I'm always cold.
yeah, so like I've never seen Ivy swim in water ever. So we've been there for 3.5 years. So it was like Jamaica, I think, the first stop for the
Snorkeling.
cruise.
Yeah.
And then Ivy went in the water and put her head in the water. And I was like, oh, this is a
No, I went
special moment.
snorkeling. He's like, you're going snorkeling? Because I told him, I don't know. If the water is warm, I'll do it. If it's not, I'm not going to jump in. Well, the water is very warm.
Yeah, I cooked a little bit. You know, it was.
It was very enjoyable. We saw a lot of fish and starfish and
turtles, lobster,
Oh, you
like
see crabs.
that.
Did you see crabs?
I did see crabs, stingray.
Oh yeah, the stingray.
That was in Cozumel, but I was in Mexico.
Oh yeah,
That was
that's
on
true.
Jamaica. Yeah. But man, that lobster was like if
Ginormous.
half of your body.
Whoa.
It was pretty big. Yeah. I'll have some, like it's on the GoPro. I have to like zoom in because it was the first stop we did and it was so deep and we were just snorkeling. So like my ears were popping too much, were hurting too much from trying to go deep with it. And it was just so long that I could like hold my breath to go down there. So I have to zoom in on the video.
Maxime was doing a free diving.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I had a floaties and everything.
And a noodle.
else.
Ivy
I
had a
did not wanna
noodle
sink.
and a vest. She was like, I'm not moving from here.
Yeah. And not only that, I found the guide.
Yeah.
And he had
A buoy.
yeah, and I'm basically hanging out there. I'm like,
She had a life vest, a noodle, and you're hanging out to the buoy. But I'm proud of you.
I'm
You did it.
saving all my energy.
Yeah,
I was not about to.
I have
like,
GoPro
sink.
footage. I'm going underwater and I'm filming you, and you're just like a big balloon of floaties around you, and just your little faces in there looking for fish.
You never know. I was just happy to be amongst the creatures of the sea. But
Yeah.
it was great. It was like a big aquarium, and I had fun.
That was a cool spot. Yeah. So what's new in terms of like the skincare? Give people the update.
Skincare is still in the works. We're hoping to launch this year, Q4. And yeah, I mean, always working on something. So I'm excited. Newsletter's growing, my email list. So
Yeah. And-
I'm about to send the first one next
few-
week. Next
okay.
week.
So this will be out a little bit before your newsletter goes out. So anyone listening that wants updates from Ivy on her vegan skincare so you can look young forever like her, I'll put it in the description down below on YouTube and Apple Podcasts. That way you guys can just get notified. This is external to Fit Vegan. So I will obviously send an email on Fit Vegan when it does go live. But if you want direct updates from her, I'll put the link below so you guys can sign up for it. And she will email you less than I will. I do twice a week. We've been at it for a while.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited about it because I want it to be different in terms of not only feeding your skin with proper, like ingredients, but also feeding your inside. So what makes you glow inside and out is what I'm focusing on. So we'll work on your body from the inside and then your skin, which is your largest organ, from the outside.
Yeah.
And then forever you will look young just like me. And I'll reveal the real age on the newsletter. So you might want
Well,
to sign up.
remember, some people that were at the athlete panel know your real age because you revealed it on stage. So
I had
some
to.
people listening already know your age, but we'll keep it a secret because you never said it on a podcast before.
I had to reveal it in terms of lifestyle. Like everyone on that panel are experienced coaches and doctors, like
PhD,
I got
Cyrus.
PhD. And I'm just living the real life of being a plant-based and vegan. I am a living proof of what you can attain and optimize your body. And I just got my lab results. Thank goodness. Thank you, Dr. Lori. It's great. Numbers are amazing. I'm super healthy. So I'm grateful for that. And I want to keep it that way for the rest of my life because I have to keep up with Maxime. So that being said, I have to tell them how old I am so they can go, wow, really? And they did. So it was great to surprise everyone. And yeah, it's a great compliment for me as well for people to think I'm that young.
Yeah. You look young forever anyways. I see photos of you from like 20 years ago and you look the same, basically.
Yeah, but in my defense, though, I've always lived a healthy life, right? Like I've exercised continuously. Like I'm consistent with it. And I wasn't eating junk food.
Yeah.
Like it might not be the vegan food, but I'm mostly vegetarian and then some fish here and there, right? But for the most part, consistency is key. So here I am.
Now you're 10% better because you're vegan.
Now I'm 50%
50%.
better. Yes.
What is, are you going to be taking some new fitness classes soon?
Yes. Since Maxime's taking basketball seriously and I'm out of his life now.
Yeah, right. Hey, we didn't talk about this on the podcast, so we can talk about it after.
Right. Okay, so what's new? Basketball is.
No, for you. Go for
Me
it.
first.
Yeah.
I want them to see that you're doing it first. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right. We're keeping all this in. This is a really casual podcast. If you look at it on camera, I'm really tired right now. I played basketball for 3 hours, 2 hours this morning, and then 1 hour training session with a coach. So I used to play high school and college. I was, not that great. I was an okay player, enough to get recruited to go to college and play basketball. If you know positions, I was a center, 6'4". So I was like the tall guy by the net, putting the ball back in. And then I stopped playing for over a decade. And I got back into it about a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And just started playing more and more. And then I was like, damn, like I'm actually a lot better than I was when I played in college, when I was training all the time.
Right.
And I played with some people that played pro overseas. I played with some people that are, attempting to go in the G League. And they're like, yeah, man, you can like play, like for real play. You're scoring. And I was like, cool. They're like, you should look into training to like do some stuff with this. And I was like, I fit vegan. Like I'm busy. I don't know. And then the more I played, the more like the better I got. And now I can like dunk in games. I can dunk on people. I can like dribble, shoot. And then.
Yeah, you were able to dunk for the first time. You said like easily, right?
Yeah. Like it's pretty easy now to dunk, which I've never been able to do when I was like 18. Right.
That's surprising.
Yeah. And like I'm going to be 32. So like it's a while back, but I wasn't vegan back then. Now I'm, vegan, whole food, plant-based. So I'm going to give some credit to that. But yeah, and then I found that there's this event in Vegas where you can go, you can be invited or you can like pay to play basically. Mm-hmm. And there's scouts from overseas that go there. So I told Ivy, like, I want to do something for me. I haven't done that since I was like 21 because I fell into being a caregiver and then I was stuck in the energy of like caring for other people and never doing anything for me. And I was like, I want to do this like for me, like for my own pleasure. So when I'm like 60 and 70, I can look back and be like, shit, I did that, And so I have 115 days until that event. I hired a basketball coach. I have my whole basketball training schedule for my strength training and games and everything. And I'm going to try to become the best that I can. And then at that event, see if something comes out of it. If I get something out of it, then it would be great. I would get to, play some basketball at a higher level. And if nothing happens out of it, then I'm going to be super stoked that I just got to play basketball at a higher level. Because like I told Ivy, I maybe have 3-4 years max of like good knees to like be able to play it. No, to be fair, because I've done powerlifting and bodybuilding and half Ironman. Like I've abused my body throughout my lifetime. I maybe have like 3-4 years of like my knees feeling phenomenal to be able to perform at that level. And then like I'm done. It wouldn't be smart to continue to push past that. So I was like, hey, like shit, a decade off. Let's just get back into it and trying to be the best basketball player that I can as a fun thing for me to pursue and then see what happens in July. But yeah, I got a coach. I'm training hard. Ivy came to my session this morning and
film you.
Yeah, film me. And so, yeah, I'm very tired and sore this morning.
Yeah, but you look so great. You look like you belong there. So
That's what
I
I
was
was
like, that's my husband. I'm a basketball wife now.
so my coach name is Lovey, and that's what I was telling him. I was like, I was dribbling and taking shots. I was like, yeah, man, like I feel like I'm a real basketball player. He's like, what do you mean you are a real basketball player? He's like, you're kicking butt out there. I was like, yeah, but I've been off for a decade, but it's fun because it feels like playing. It doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like I don't have to stress about anything. I just feel like I'm being a kid, and I get to release some testosterone a little bit because I'm surrounded by women in my life. Everywhere, from our clients at Fit Vegan, from our employees at Fit Vegan, from being with Ivy all the time. I just get to go there and be like, throw some elbows, be physical, talk shit. So yeah, I'm having fun with it.
Yeah, because I can never play basketball with you. You elbow me. I think I got hit on the face. I'm like, ouch.
Yeah.
This is not fun.
I crossed her, and then she bit into it basically, and then her face hit my shoulder.
Yeah, I was like, nope, you gotta find your people.
Yeah. So
It's definitely not me.
So it's been fun. So as a result of that, I've been building a little community at the gym of guys that I play basketball with, which I've never really had in a really long time because I moved so much at different gyms, and I was able to build a community. But now there's like maybe like 20 some guys that like I can play with. And I was like, I want Ivy to have that as well, because Ivy and I did everything together. We still do everything together. This is the first thing that we don't do together. And I was like, I want her to have her own thing. And I was like, what do you want to do? And then?
And then I love to dance. So during our Tony Robbins, what was the?
That was like a year and a half ago.
In Maui?
Yeah, that was like right before we got married.
Right. So it's a relationship workshop.
Private trip, yeah.
Right. And the women got to be in a separate group, and then the men did. And we spoke about this before, where you guys learn how to fight.
Yeah, it was really
and
rough.
Be barbaric. The women learn how to pole dance. Right.
Yeah. Just, to be fair, it's embracing masculine energy and feminine energy.
Oh, it is fair. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much more. It's not just pole dancing, climbing poles. It's a lot of emotions and owning your feminine energy and things like that, right? So back to like feeling good about yourself and just like accepting who you are. And sometimes we forget, because in a world that's like, tough, women needs to be tough, and they embrace the masculine energy and they forget about the feminine side. So I've always been on the feminine side anyways, regardless. But just pole dancing itself, I've taken it before. It's not easy. It's definitely core exercise. And I don't care what people say about the negative part of it.
There's no negative part to it.
A workout. No, some people do. They're like, oh, you're a stripper.
But for me, so it's fine.
Those strippers have skill sets. Trust me. The amount of strength that they have to climb those poles, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's athletic. You have to be an athlete to be able to perform those tricks and things like that. And
I don't think I could do them. I'm just put it out there.
Their upper body strength is just like next level.
Yeah.
So I want to have the same thing, and I want to do it, have fun. And I had fun last time I took it. I was taking it, I think a Crunch gym had it before. I took it privately at another dance studio. And, best part is Maxime get to see the practice.
Yeah. It's a win-win.
Right. So it's something that I enjoy, and he will too.
Yeah.
But no, great exercise, and also dancing part of it I love. And then we might take ballroom dancing, right?
Yeah, in Q3.
Right.
Yeah. So let me just, before we talk about the pole dancing. So like Ivy said, like people sometimes won't do an activity out of fear of judgment for other people. And to be fair, like how long did I play around with the idea of like really trying to play basketball? For like months. Because, Johnny Juice, which I had on podcast, he's the one that told me, like, you should really give this a shot because you're like actually good. And I was like, I can't, like, what are people going to think? I'm just like 31, like about to be 32-year-old trying to get back into basketball, even though I have like a fully thriving business and I have this whole life. And then for the longest time, like for months, for almost like 6 months, I was like, I want to, but like, what are people going to say? And then I saw this Instagram video at one point, and it was like a basketball player. And it was like, I was like, it's so stupid that people complain about people trying to play basketball at an older age, because you know, how many people are trying to run marathons? And like, well, you trying to go to the Olympics because you're running a marathon? Like, no, shit, you're running because it's fun and you're trying to compete for you, right? So playing basketball is like everyone else that runs a marathon. It's like you do it for you because it's fun and you're trying to compete at the highest level that you can compete at. And so I was like, you know what? Like, that's right. Screw it. I've done half Ironmans. I've done all those races. I didn't want to go to the Olympics for them. I just wanted to compete and have fun. So like, I'm going to do the same thing with basketball. And then same for you. It was like, people can say certain things, but like, whatever. If you have fun with it, that's all that matters. So many people like have things that they want to do that they would consider fun to get them in shape, and they're not doing it because of what other people are going to say.
Yeah.
So therefore they're staying unhappy and out of shape because they're afraid to do the thing that they consider fun, which is, you know, not a way to live.
Right. And I believe, like, if I say I'm fearful or I care too much about what others think, then I would have never been in the position I am now, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've accomplished a lot of things because I challenged that. I'm scared of freaking water. I'm traumatized by water. But I still choose to, like, go snorkeling with you and have fun.
Or to take a shower every day.
Right. I conserve water. But no, but that's the thing. Like, I thought about it. I was like, I could just sit in the boat and do nothing, right? In fear of like water, I might drown and stuff like that. But no, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna equip myself.
You're with Aquaman here. He's got no hair.
No,
that's it.
by the way, Maxime said he was gonna stay around. He is somewhere else. I see him and just like diving underwater. He disappears. I'm like, oh, great, I'm gonna die here if I didn't have my floaties.
There's like 10 other people. You'll be fine.
Right, exactly. So anyways, back to where I have to just say yes to things that I'm afraid of, because you never know what's waiting on the other side. I mean, granted, you don't die from it, and be cautious, right, if doing things. But if it's something that's new and you're afraid because what people are going to think, then you shouldn't make that decision from others. And who cares? They're not paying your bills. You don't know them. Like, I really just don't care. Like, I've always lived my life where I do what I want to do, and that served me well for the most part.
I think for all of it, like, I think from when we met, you didn't really care like what other people thought. I definitely did.
Yes,
for sure.
did.
You've pointed that out a lot. But I think I've recently shifted to like not caring, right? I even danced on the cruise.
Oh, yes. That was huge.
I don't dance.
Right? So
I'm the bodyguard in the back corner.
I like, there's weddings and events, and I try to pull Maxim to dance, and he just won't move. You know, or sometimes you do, actually. You stand there. And then you're like,
but
okay,
like,
I'm done.
I'm with the group standing, you know?
And you're like, I'm done. Let's go back. But this time you actually initiated and did it on your own.
Yeah. That was like so nerve-wracking. I know it sounds so stupid. I'll go on stage and talk or record a podcast where like thousands of people will listen or like read to. But like dancing is just one of those things. I guess everyone has their thing that they're like trying to overcome, right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm happy that like I did that.
Yeah, you're a
when
good
we were on a
dancer.
cruise. Yeah, I dance like a white boy. That's why I dance.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty good. Yeah, so somehow that's your big thing. Your whole family dance at your brother's event, and
My brother's wedding. Yeah, Mikhail.
yeah, and you were just there.
Yeah, I didn't
And everyone
dance.
didn't understand. Even his mom and dad's like, why don't you want to dance? And he tells me, I don't want to be judged by people. And I was like, everyone's pretty much like wasted at that
I guess
time.
I have some. I guess I'm sure I have some trauma of some sort from when I was younger from dancing. I just can't recall it. But for some reason, it's this big friction thing of
Yeah.
like dancing in public. So I'm working on it. I've improved a lot since we met.
Yeah, because your mom and dad and your brothers love to dance.
Well, I'm surprised from my brothers. Because to be fair, like, I've moved away from the household like over a decade ago.
All right.
And I've been living far away from them. So I didn't really get to see my brothers grow up to that
As
point
an
for them to
adult.
become adult.
Right.
So the fact that they were dancing, I'm like, they were like little kids when I really got to spend time with them. So it was different and weird a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm happy. They grew up really well. They turned out really great.
Yeah, no, but to see you overcome a lot of things, like coming out of your shell and being just you, it's great to
Yeah.
see. I think you've gained so much confidence in the last 3+ years that I've been with you,
Oh yeah, big difference, especially since we met.
right?
Yeah. That's the whole reason I hired a Tony Robbins coach. Because Ivy called me a spoiled little brat.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why I hired a coach. I was like, you know what? She thinks I'm a spoiled little brat. Then it must be something to it. I got to work on that.
I think you were a lot more defensive before. It's like
For sure.
everything that I said somehow felt like an attack to you, even though it was a compliment. I don't think you took it was hard for you to.
Well, I grew up being told that I was like lazy and not super smart. Then I had like bad grades to kind of back it up and made fun for because I just had a hard time reading out loud and do all those things. So it was definitely reinforced that that's like how I was. So anything that would like come close to that, I would just be super defensive. But now I think I'm starting to stack more undeniable proof that like I can be on stage, I can lead, group classes,
You're
I can
good
be on
enough.
camera, I can do these things. I can like, I have enough proof that like I've done it long enough at this point that I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like sometimes I forget what you've gone through, and like you were bullied when you were younger and things like that.
And just the whole cancer journey, it's like you don't know what kind of trauma you're gonna pick up along the way, right? You make a commit, you're like, I'm gonna do this, but you don't know what comes with that until after, so
Yeah.
it comes with the journey, but overcoming these things is a choice. I could have 100% closed down myself and been like, I'm never gonna start fit vegan because who am I to do this,
Right.
So yeah, it's interesting life choices we make.
Yeah, and then you've gone long ways.
Yeah, and then
It's
here we
like
are.
a total different person from the first time I met you.
Yeah. Well, I've been together for 3.5 years now. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the point being also is not that 3.5 years. We're together 24/7 for the most part, unless
So it's like 10 years of normal people.
Right? People don't stay together and work together and
Work out
they
together.
work out together, eat together. Like we're literally doing the same thing every single day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And
Well,
people
that-
go, that's unhealthy. You guys are like together all the time. What do you say to that?
It's working. You know what I mean? And a lot of those people don't have super happy relationships. So why would I take advice from them?
Oh, good
All right.
answer.
If the person doesn't have what I want in that area, why would I listen to them?
Mm-hmm.
They know what doesn't work. They think they know what it works. But thinking and knowing are two different things.
Yeah, also I feel like it depends on the couple and each individual, right? Some works for them and they love being away from each other. Then they come back together. They say, oh, it's just like the first time. We're excited to see each other again.
Yeah.
But with us, and this is no bullshit. We see each other 24/7 basically, but we sleep together.
I sleep with my eyes open.
But once we wake up, we still give hugs and kisses, and we're still excited. At least for me, I am. So
Me too. What are you trying to say?
I can't speak for this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's refreshing.
Well,
It's,
you're my best friend. That's why I married you.
Aw,
Like
you are mine too.
I said, what's the whole point of having all this success and all this stuff if you can't spend it with the person you love? It's
Yeah.
worthless, right? I'd rather be broke and be with you, than to have wild success and not have you.
Oh,
So
same thing.
that's why we're doing digital detoxes, so we can go on vacation, so we can spend quality time. That's why we've structured our life so we can be together and do stuff together.
Right.
Yeah, like again, I know a lot of people would love to have that, and they have the ability to by doing all the hard work and the struggle that I went through to be able to do it. But it's a possibility for them too if they really want it,
Yeah, it's definitely not perfect, right? We still have a lot of things to work on. And
No, I'm perfect.
right. See what I'm saying? But it's working great to be able to wake up and sleep with you every night and know that we're there for each other and we're still so excited and give hugs and kisses and affectionate. I love that. I hope it never changes. So
Oh, we're 3.5 years into it. Let's see. Let's do another podcast in 5 years from now.
30 more years, see what happens. But yeah, so that's life update lately as far as activities. I went to Cambodia.
Oh yeah, before you on the cruise. Yeah, I went to Cambodia for WPT and then the Philippines.
And then the Philippines, and then I stayed there for about a week.
Well, total you're gone for about 2 weeks.
No, but when I came back, it was a week. Then we went to the cruise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny because we see people in the
No,
gym.
a week, and then we went on digital detox for a week, and then you went
so-
on the cruise.
Okay, so
Yeah,
2 weeks. And then people at the gym that I saw today, they're like, hey, how is Cambodia? They haven't seen me back from Cambodia enough to actually like, how
Like,
is
oh,
the
we went to
cruise?
Jamaica and Bahamas and Mexico and all those places.
Yeah. So anyways, Cambodia was fun. I would love to take you to Asia someday.
But, well, as an update for everyone, I didn't get my green card yet, but I get a piece of paper that allows me to travel in and out of the country for the next 5 years while I'm pending. So I'm free to travel. So we might go to the Philippines this year.
And meet the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to the Philippines for 4 days. It was lovely to see friends and family. It was like on a schedule because it was so limited, but it was still
Yeah.
fun. So they're looking forward to meeting you. So we should go.
Yeah, me too. Like I said, at the end of this year, we might go to Vancouver in April, potentially, to record the course with the coaches. Because all of our coaches are in Vancouver pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Vancouver area. So that'd be another
That's an
fun
update.
trip. So if we got people from Canada, we might be coming up to Vancouver area. We'll stay in Vancouver area because we have to come back because we have other things to work on. Because then we're sponsoring NHA in Cleveland, Ohio. I think
That's
it's
April?
in June, I think. We do have an event in May of some sort. I can't remember what it is. But April will probably be Vancouver. May, I have no idea, but there's definitely something on the calendar. And then June, I think, will be Cleveland, Ohio. And in July is May, we're going on a 2-week digital detox. That's the first time we're trying that, 2 weeks. Just to kind of test how the team is going to run without us being there and all that fun stuff, just to make things more efficient. June, Cleveland, Ohio. July is going to be, I can't remember. There's something in July also. But August is PCRM conference. We're going to be in Washington, D.C. in August as well. September, I think we're here.
There's so many events.
Yeah, we have some events this year. But I think the only 2 events we're doing for the rest of the year that are like sponsored is NHA and PCRM. We were going to sponsor ACLM, but it's not fully like whole food, plant-based and vegan. It's more like holistic lifestyle, which again is great. I just don't know if it's worth the sponsor fee because it's pretty darn high.
But we might attend though, right? Just to check it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be in Texas.
Yes.
We might. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know if like sponsoring it to get a booth and the flights there. I don't think I get my money back if I do that.
I think we should check it out definitely first.
And I haven't been to Texas. Like I want to go see Adam Sudd. Like a bunch of the doctors
That's in
are out
Austin?
there. I think so. Yeah. Rip is out there as well, I believe. So there's a few like good peeps that we know that we can go record podcasts with.
Yeah, you'll love it. I used to live there.
Yeah, I want to see Adam. Adam should have been on that cruise. That would have made the cruise that much more fun to have Adam Sudd there.
And Chuck.
Yeah, Adam Sudd and Chuck. That would have been like, damn. Robert, Adam Sudd, Chuck, and Cyrus.
Your besties.
Oh, that would have been so fun. That would have been all my friends in one go.
That's your dream team.
Yeah. We definitely like next year we'll try and make something happen.
I love Cyrus and Kylie.
Yeah, they were great.
And their little girl Indigo is so cute.
Yeah, very vibrant. Like a lot of energy. And yeah, it was my first time, and obviously your first time meeting Cyrus in person as well. Super cool, genuine dude, super funny. We hit it off right away. We're cracking jokes, talking shit already from like day one.
That's just them too. I wasn't talking shit. Me and Kylie were not talking shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was so nice.
Which I recorded podcasts with them while we were on the cruise.
Oh, yeah, you did.
So I have a podcast with Cyrus that's going to come out maybe 2-3 weeks after this one. And
That's
then
a good one.
Kylie, that was a really good one. We really nerded out about like insulin resistance and sensitivity. And then I have a podcast with his wife, Kylie, maybe in a month and a half from now. That's going to come out because I'm trying to space out with the Fit Vegan success stories and everything.
Yeah, that's going to be great too.
Yeah, those are going to be good podcasts.
Then who else
From the cruise?
from the cruise?
Well, we got to meet like again with Babette, Dr. Shabna, and all these guys. And
Chris
Noah.
Tucker?
Yeah, Chris Tucker was there too. I had him on the podcast. He's
Chef
the
Chris.
vegan chef. I would like to do an event at one point. Like we'll have a Fit Vegan workshop potentially in like August or September
Yeah, we should bring them in.
of this year. If I'm still in LA, we'll do it in LA. So it'll be members will be able to come. They'll have a special rate for it, and then we'll have a public rate. So anyone from the public will be able to come. We'll try to make it 1 or 2 days, but it'll be like a workshop to talk about nutrition and fitness. But like, I would love to have like a fit vegan conference at some point, like bring in fit vegan like doctors, like where we're talking about sports, athletic, body recomposition, building muscle. And again, the conferences that are out there are great, but they're very health centric, which is great. But I like to be health and fitness centric,
Right.
because I think the Game Changers open a big door of like athleticism and plant-based eating. There's no event for those people. There's no events for like, you know, the 25 to like 55-year-old that's like trying to improve as an athlete or trying to be better. I think it would be fun to do an event like that one day.
Right.
All I know is I just have to, from the big people that I've spoken to that are higher than me in terms of influence and followers in this space that I'm waiting to be on their show, is just continue building your brand until it's undeniable and we have to have you on the show. Once we get to that point where Fit Vegan is big enough, then I'll be able to like bring in and attract more of those big speakers. But I think that would be cool to do one day, like a Fit Vegan conference.
Yeah.
Imagine you go to the buffet and it's like unlimited tofu, unlimited tempeh, unlimited beans and edamame.
And I'll have macros.
And I'll have macros on everything. Because when you go to conferences, it's like low in protein for the most part. So you're trying to like make shit work. You take a little protein shake before or whatever.
Right.
But imagine you just have like as much tofu and tempeh that you want.
You have like a protein section.
Yeah, that'd be. I would love that. That would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
I think that's great.
Yeah, and then you can like have your like a bunch of veggies and some grains, and you can easily make up your meals for the macros that you want. Like that would be so fun.
Because like I saw Cyrus whipping out his can of beans. And
Yeah, I just
like literally opening his can of beans and pouring it out because he needs more protein. I was like, that's great. That's dedication.
Yeah, because he made a big salad in a bowl, and then he popped up a can of chickpeas and black bean, opened both of them, and poured them over it, and then that was his meal basically.
Yeah, which is smart. Like if you can't get your source of protein, you know, naturally on the buffet, then you can bring your own.
Yeah, he was making it work. Cyrus is ripped, by the way.
He's so ripped.
I know he was lean. I didn't know he was that lean.
Yeah, I mean, that was impressive.
Yeah, I think he was like 3.8 or 3.9% body fat when we spoke about it. He's like competition lean.
Yeah, you guys work out together. It's pretty strong too, right?
Yeah. He's super strong. That's what it was fun working out with him. He was like, we're like, you know, the last few reps are always ours. I was like spotting him and I was like, it's all me, man. It's all me. He was like, screw you. You're lifting all the weights.
And you played basketball?
Yeah, we got to play basketball. So it was me and Cyrus versus Robert and then Bruce, another guy that we met there. And then there was an older gentleman who was about 74. You can tell he played before though, because he had like the IQ for it.
Right.
So we played 2-on-3 because me and Cyrus were pretty athletic. 2-on-3, and then we won that game. And then we played a little 3-on-3 because another player came in. We lost the first one and won the second one. But it was fun. And it was Bahamas. The sun is beaming on our heads. It was so hot. And I ran out of water.
Yeah, it was an outdoor court.
Yeah, it was fun though. I was on top of the ship.
Yeah, of course, Maxime had to look for the court and make sure that they had playtime.
Yeah. I fought for it. It was hard to find a ball. It was hard to find the right time to play.
I remember. We hunt for that ball.
Yeah, exactly. And it was so crooked. It was like a rectangle. It wasn't even a circle.
It's like a ball, like a mushroom ball.
Yeah, it was such a weird. It didn't bounce. You put it on the ground, it would bounce sometimes left, sometimes right. No idea where it would go. Yeah.
It's the pregnant ball.
Yeah. Just any other updates before we wrap up the podcast? We're already an hour into it.
Well, no, I think they're gonna have to wait until Q2.
Yeah.
For more updates.
Okay. I'll just add one thing for the inner circle because I've never mentioned this on a podcast. So we were looking away to. How can I say this? We had the free community on Facebook, and then we moved it to our own platform, and it was Fit Vegan Community. It was a free community, but I can only do lives from time to time in there just because of like the restrictions of my schedule. So I couldn't deliver as much value as I wanted to. So then I was like, okay, well, how can I deliver more value to people, but make it make sense? And so I was like, well, I can't do calls. I can't do live trainings every week. So let me bring in some of my Fit Vegan coaches to lead trainings, but I got to pay them, right? Because they work for me. They're great friends, but so I still have to pay them. And then I was like, well, I have a lot of great connections. Let me bring in vegan celebrities to lead trainings. Well, I want to be respectful of their time. I like to pay the speakers. A lot of them say you don't have to pay me. I was like, I want to pay you because there's just an exchange of energy there. They will want to deliver the best value possible because they got paid for it. And so I was like, okay, well, can I do like week one of every month is going to be a live training with Coach Cass, who is a master in, improving the relationship with food. Week 2 is with Coach Sarah, who's our in-house holistic nutritionist. You can learn all about nutrition to improve your body composition. Week 3, we're going to have a vegan celebrity lead a live training during that week. And in week 4 is going to be with me. So it's a 1-hour training for each. You get access to our Fit Vegan app. You get access to their group chat in there. And then all the replays are posted in there. You get access to the community, so you get to connect with other like-minded people. And so with these 2 coaches from Fit Vegan, the vegan speaker, and then myself, we had like Robert Cheek lead the first training. We have Dr. Matthew Nagra leading basically the training in a few days. Then it's Dr. Joel Furman the next month, and then it's Colleen Patrick Boudreau the next month, and then we're talking to Cyrus and Chuck and Dr. Clapper to basically lead one per month, basically on the 3rd month. So we have a lot of incredible vegan speakers coming up, plus the value of having coaches there. But in order to make it make sense, I had to put a little fee on it. So it's $47 a month, but that helps me cover the fee to pay all the speakers. Like, I don't really make money on Inner Circle. It's literally just so I can bring caliber people to come and teach to the community, basically. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, I put a link down below where you can join the Inner Circle. If you're on a newsletter, there's always a link in there to join it. But yeah, $47 a month, and you get access to all. Yeah, like to be fair, I lose money still at this point with paying the speakers and the coaches. So obviously I want enough people in there to not lose money on it. And then the balance is probably just going to go to like cancer patients at the end of the month, because it's not to make money. It's just to like be able to provide additional value. Our main program takes care of that.
Right.
So yeah, I just got to pay the speakers and the coaches, because I want everyone to value their time there to provide as much value as possible. And when you pay someone, they focus on delivering more value. And when you pay for something, you pay more attention. So it's like a win-win on both sides, basically.
I think it's a great resource as far as like mind, body, health in one, right?
Yeah, because we'll talk about fitness, nutrition. Again, we'll have a doctor, a special speaker. Like Matt is coming to do vegan myth debunking in there. Robert talked about training for bodybuilding. So a lot of great speakers in there.
Yeah, and a lot of variety.
Yeah, for sure. Again, you go from Robert to Dr. Furman to Colleen Patrick Boudreau to like Cyrus. Those are like different fields right there.
Right. With one intention, which is to become the fit vegan that you can be. Become the best that you can be. Is that the army?
Potentially. I'm Canadian. It's probably a different saying.
All that you can be, I think that's it.
Yeah.
But in the fit vegan world.
So yeah, let's just wrap it up on that, because I have 2 more videos to record.
And I have to take a call.
Yeah, to take a call. So Ivy, I appreciate you. Thank you for recording a podcast with me.
Thank you for having me and always trying to get me in your podcast. Hi, guys.
Yeah, I love you. That's why I married you.
You're stuck.
Bring in the podcast.
You're stuck with me.
Everyone, oh my God, I'm stuck with you. Everyone, thank you for listening. If you appreciate this episode, again, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, leave a comment. If you want to see more videos of Ivy and I, if you have any questions for us. If you're listening on audio only, be sure to follow and subscribe on there so you get notified when new videos do come out. Leave a 5-star review if you feel called to do so, and then you can leave a little comment on a review so other people that are looking at the podcast are going to be like, is this a good podcast or a bad podcast? Again, I'm not asking you to lie, just leave an honest review. That's all I would ask. I would appreciate that. And we will see you guys on the next episode next week. Ciao, everyone.